Coming up, I take the new Condor CQ50L 2.0 out for a test on the Foxes, and Sir Swear-A-Lot forgets his armband. Hope it's not too deep. This is Foxing, and this is Team Foxer.
When it clicked, I thought,
Well, hey guys, and thank you very much for tuning in to this brief foxing video. I've got an update on the kit which I'll run through in just a second. Now, it's been a while since I've managed to get any content out. We started planting the weekend of the shooting show back in February. Speaking of the shooting show in February, it was really very humbling to see so many people come out of their way to thank myself for the content and show your appreciation for the show so far. So really and truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Now, I did say I would mention just a few people. First on the list is Matt, who is a fellow farmer in the process of getting his FAC. In fact, again, it was a month ago now, so you need to let me know how that's going for you. Then there was Mick and his mate John. Another fellow farmer, Steve, thank you very much for the interesting chat that we had. And Nick, who actually picked up his brand new Stella from us on the Scott Country stand at the show. There was also Isabel and her dad, Stephen. Now, I do genuinely remember speaking to Isabella and Stephen at a previous show as well. So when they started speaking, I instantly recognised you guys. And I know that we had a great talk last time out as well. So thank you again for stopping by, Isabel, and carry on with the shooting and embarrassing your dad as well. And last but not least, a very special young man, Josh, who came up along with his parents to say hi. So, hey Josh, how's it going? Hope you're well. Now, myself and Josh have actually conversed via Instagram Messenger on a couple of occasions, and I'm going to make some time for Josh and his dad to come up in February next year. It was just too late to get everything organised for this year, but February next year, Josh is going to come up. We're going to do a bit of roost shooting on the Saturday, and then weather and conditions permitting, hopefully we can get out and do some foxing as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that next year. So hopefully that was everybody that I did say I would make a special mention to. There were, of course, plenty of others, so please forgive me if I've not got everybody in there. But on to the foxing kit then. So as you can see, the foxing rifle has had a little bit of an upgrade. We've made the forest camo Boyd stock nil and voidum now redundant, so that just sits in the garage gathering dust, and it's made way for a very sexy MDT HNT26 chassis in carbon fibre. Super lightweight, super rigid. Now this has the built-in Acar rail, and that enables me to put the bipod on nice and easy. So we've got the carbon fibre matching bipod. This is the GRND bipod, also from MDT. And what I like about this is when I often go across the bonnet, I would often drag the rifle back, and the spring-loaded legs that I had on the cheap bipod would sometimes fold up, and then the rifle would slam down on the bonnet, either damaging the bonnet and certainly making noise, and Mr. or Mrs. Fox would duly run for the hills. This one is super rigid. I love it. You can actually fix it going sort of back or forward, and then of course you've got extendable legs at varying different lengths. I think you can also change the feet on these as well, but it complements the whole chassis really well. The butt of the chassis actually folds all the way flush to the stock, so if you want to keep it in a small carry case, then it makes that a little bit easier. It's also handy for getting the bolt out with a cheek riser in position. It comes with shims for the butt pad. I did have to buy a new magazine, so the actual magazine for the standard Tikka chassis didn't fit. There were a couple of different options on there. They could have got a polymer one, but this one is actually a metal one, but it's super stiff, goes in very positively and comes out super easy with a nice quick release catch here at the back. So yeah, really like that, and it's just super solid, really, the whole thing. It features in this video, and it will certainly feature in a few more, but if you want a bit more detail on that, then have a look at the link in this video's description. But I think you'll agree, it certainly is a fancy looking stock. Very practical, super grippy, and yeah, really good. So again, if you want to see a bit more detail from that, have a look at the link in the description. But for now, oh, one last thing, me and Dwayne have had an epic ratting session. So I'm going away on Friday. I'll be taking my laptop with me. That'll give me all the time I need to be able to edit that together. But look out for that. That's going to be an awesome two-parter. For now, though, let's get on with the foxing action. I'll catch you very soon. The first mission is a solo job to a property that I've been contracted to for a number of years, though a little later than planned as rain delayed play. So far, every time that I've called here, I have been able to deliver, and I've also learned that as I approach the property to scan the neighbouring fields. Now, sure enough, a fox was working the field next door but one as I pulled in, so straight away I got out and situated the caller up high on a post off the ground as there was a fair breeze. This would aid in delivering the sound to the fox. Using both the Condor and the Hadbrock Pros to survey the land, I'm checking here to see if there are any others around. This fox that I'd come for, that I'd already seen, had been in place now for a good 10 minutes, so it clearly wasn't in a hurry, and it's the time of year where foxes will still go around together. However, I was able to notice that through the thermal that this fox had a bit of a limp. And using the mating call on the Icotec Nomad, and finally it was actually rabbit in distress, there was enough to get this fox to move into range. Though there were two reedy dikes to send the bullet through, so I had to pick my moment just right. You could see that roe deer there in the background stand to attention, wondering what the sound was. Wasn't here very long. Nicely it came, I saw it actually as I arrived at the property, but put the caller on the fence post over here. It was already in that field, played a few different calls, rabbit in distress, rat and vole, but eventually it was the rabbit in distress that made it come all the way up the dike. But I wanted it to get a little bit further to the left because the reeds here are tall. I didn't want to have to shoot through the reeds and obviously get a deflection, so I waited until it got to this low point and then kind of aimed it through the low point in the reeds. So we'll go over and see what we've got. It looked like it was limping, so we'll see what injury it's carrying. Well, that was hard going. So straight across this plough field, it was actually into the next field. We've got another very reedy dike to navigate, and then it's probably 20 yards in. No idea how deep it is. Can just about straddle it. Just about get away with it. Right, when is dog. That's why it was limping. Fairly fresh injury to the leg. It's a decent size. Good result. Literally 10 minutes of being here. Success then, early doors. However, I always advocate staying in position for a little while. Sure enough, there was indeed another fox in the vicinity. This time though, coming from the right hand side into the wind. So effectively, my scent is being pushed towards the fox. When this one finally made it to the dike, it disappeared behind some undulation in the land. But I'm sure I'll be back at some point for this fox. It did, however, give me a chance to test the view and range of the new Condor 2.0. These roe deer that I spotted after I'd left the property, I ranged at almost and over 300 yards, very easily identifiable. And then just 2 minutes later, on land that's nothing to do with me, I watched and observed these foxes when I'm looking at one fox, of course, when another one just wanders into view. Now, bear in mind, this was taken in February, so almost all mating has taken place by now, so I can only assume that this is possibly one of last year's yearlings, still close by to a parent, as watch how submissive the furthest away one becomes when they get close together. It was absolutely fascinating to watch, and I do genuinely love sometimes just watching fox behaviour. It's definitely not always about killing. But this is great footage here from the Condor 2.0. Another night now, and I'm out with Sir Swear-a-lot in the Landy. Much closer to home, we're able to cover a good amount of ground, with the caller wailing away at a location that we often produce foxes. This fox was spotted some 600 yards away using the Hadbrock Pros, and even at that distance, the optical channel can still get eye shine, which I find absolutely incredible. Steve's keeping an eye on proceedings using his own Condor thermal spotter, and knowing this area well, I'm fairly sure that this fox is going to travel up the dike to the right hand side. Sure enough, the fox does indeed use the grass margin next to the dike to come towards the call, and using the spotter's built-in laser rangefinder, I pre-measure the distance of where I intend to stop it. Oi! Didn't have a round chambered, Stevie. That was a schoolboy error, wasn't it? I knew when I stopped it there, though, that was 100 yards.
I watched it all the way.
Yeah. I knew as soon as it started coming across that, I
Well, they
thought,
always come up that dike.
yeah,
don't they?
we've shot no end there, haven't we?
Yeah, well done, that's brilliant. But when it clicked, I thought,
You thought, Alex.
I'll tell you what I thought it was going to do, leg it.
Well,
I
yeah.
heard your bolt go.
Well, I left the remote on top of the truck, so I thought I need to stop the call. so it stopped. It can hear me shout.
We've had one or two here.
Yeah, we have had a couple. Yeah.
It's not that deep, Robin.
No. I'm sure. I've definitely been across it before. It's just steep, isn't it?
Yeah, we're okay.
It's a steep old dog.
Oh, it's quite... We've got wellies on ours.
Yeah, I know I've got wellies. It's a
Deep, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's a real steep one, this. On the way over to retrieve it, we spot 2 pairs of English partridge, which is just fantastic to see. Another reason for controlling foxes in this particular area. We had 2, a dog and a vixen here the other year, just the other side of the...
That foggy night we shot one here.
Yes.
That was a foggy long way off where it come, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good job putting new batteries in the cooler. I reckon it's a dog. What do you reckon? It's a good looking fox, Stevie. It is, isn't it? Actually, it's a vixen.
Yeah.
She stinks, mate. She absolutely stinks.
So that's even better getting her.
Yeah, that's good.
I wonder then if she's the one that's been f***ing about across here then.
Could easily, but it's only a field away.
It could be the one that...
It's only on side of this field.
Just over there.
Yeah.
Well done.
She had a march on as well, didn't she?
Yeah.
Again, we stayed in position a while and called, but saw nothing else that night, which, as they say, isn't always a bad thing. So, much like the partridge, we enjoy the other wildlife that's on display instead. It's time for an early night. Solo mission again this time, and I'm out on my farm where Rick is the gamekeeper. A fox has been captured on Rick's M15 trail camera several times, so I deploy to the field armed with my caller and my new lightweight foxing setup. This location, incidentally, is the same place last year where we had, I think it was 9 cubs in one sitting, so you can see that video. I'll put a link to it in the video's description, but it was the first time I'd ever captured so many foxes in one sight picture. With the caller playing fox fight, it was enough to entice the fox out of the long grass. It was a little over 100 yards to the front of the grass, so I get steady on the Rekon Sticks and take the shot. Well, big solid thump. Nice safe shot because it had the reservoir behind it. Probably about 100 and, I don't know, 100 and something. Came out to Fox Fiasco. In fact, we'll get the caller first. It's only 50 yards this way, but it was Fox Fiasco on the Architect Nomad. We've captured that fox on camera multiple times, but it's been very elusive. So just so happened to be in the same spot. Me and Rick had 9 cubs last year, I think it was, 2 litters. So we cleared all them up. Never go foxing without it. Cleared all the cubs up, but inevitably, with a vacant territory, other foxes are going to move in. I'm going to hedge my bets that this is a vixen. I don't know why, just got a sneaky suspicion that it is a vixen. So, alright, I'll be back for that in a minute. Well, actually, I just found it was a lot further than I thought. Edge of the grass is there. I thought it was near the edge of the grass, but no, it's another 30 yards maybe, 35 yards down here. So, bosh. Pregnant vixen. Yeah, 100%. I'd say we've got an earth in there somewhere. Well, this is one of our best wild bird drives on the farm, so that is a great result. Pregnant vixen. So just saved ourselves a lot of work there.